What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Lurker, and you already know, back with another video. This video is actually, it's a Jubilee video, but it came out 4 years ago. But the topic is still relevant to this day, the Israel and Palestine conflict. It's complex and it's an ongoing issue that has lasted for several decades. It involves a dispute over land and resources in the region of Israel and Palestine, as well as disagreements over political autonomy, sovereignty, and security. The roots of the conflict go back many years, but the current tensions began to escalate in the late 20th century with the establishment of the State of Israel and the displacement of many Palestinians from their homes. Since then, there have been numerous wars, uprisings, and peace negotiations between the two sides, but a lasting resolution to the conflict has yet to be achieved. The situation is fluid, and there have been periodic outbreaks of violence and unrest in the region. However, efforts continue to be made to find a peaceful and just solution for the conflict. So that was from, I just grabbed that real quick from ChatGPT, but this is, can Israelis and Palestinians see eye to eye? I'm ready to get educated, so without further ado, let's get right into it.
And V, you mentioned Jerusalem.
You can't tell me that, please. Don't say that.
Let me do
when it comes to the Israeli,
yeah, I'm gonna do subtitles.
Conflict, I think I'm mostly emotionally sad.
This is a long video, by the way.
I think it's
about 20 minutes.
That, a country that is peaceful be in a situation where we have to be threatened.
Being an Arab girl living inside of the Israeli state, it's pretty hard for me to find exactly who I am.
We're the Palestinians. We still live under occupation, so we have no power.
I believe that
these
every
are
person,
good.
Jew, Christian, Muslims should
These
be
Arizona
full
teas?
citizens under Israeli sovereignty.
We need just to end this conflict between us because we don't need the other generations to live the life that we live in.
If we continue to do what we did until now, it's probably going to stay, and we need to do something else.
We traveled to Jerusalem and brought Palestinians and others around between the two groups, and to see if they could find middle ground.
My name's Hannah Ziad. I'm 24 years old, and I'm an Arabian YouTuber.
My name is Dorit Sadon. I'm 25 years old, and I'm a Jewish Israeli Zionist.
My name is Bara Abdo. I'm from Naples,
Zionist?
25 years old, studied public relations and communications.
My name is Khaled Zohar. I'm from a small town called Givat Ze'ev, right outside of Jerusalem, and I'm 24 years old.
My name is Arab Aramin. I'm 24 years old and I'm from Jerusalem.
My name is Ron Bar Shafat. I'm 34 years old, and I work as a deputy director of a think tank that deals with law and economics.
Let's see then.
Israelis on the left, my Palestinians on the right.
My thing is, actually, I don't know what my thing is. It would be interesting to go over there and then just ask a Palestinian, hey, how come you hate Israelis, and vice versa. Someone I know has died because of this conflict. Uh-oh. Damn, that's
My
sad.
father was murdered by two IDF soldiers.
Dang.
It hit us hard, especially
Those are like mortars and stuff like that.
for my family. We're only girls, and inside of the Arabic nation, that's really hard.
My friend, when I was 10 years old, Israeli sniper shot at her on her head.
Damn.
So that was really hard for us.
Wow, dude.
I grew up during the Second Intifada. I carry a list with me of all my friends who were murdered.
Hold on, what's this say? Second Intifada, a period of intensified Israeli-Palestinian violence from 2000 to 2004, which some Palestinians describe as an uprising against Israel.
Attacks. So I have
But why is Israel bad? I don't understand that. I don't get it. I'm ignorant, and I'm more than willing to open my mind up to, for a better understanding, but I don't get it. I don't get why these two are fighting. Is it religion? Is it because of the religions? Or is it just because of territory? And Palestinians want more territory, but Israel's fighting back or something, keeping them small, something like that. He has a list of 27
That
people.
were actually very close to me in Israel we have a Memorials Day, so I have always a dilemma to which grave to go to.
On 16th of January 2007, an Israeli soldier shot and killed my sister Abir. She was 10 years old, front of her school, and I was 13. We were 6 kids in the house. After that, we became 2 sisters and 3 brothers.
Damn.
All of the people that I know have lost someone to the war in some way. And I think like grief is such a universal emotion. Like I really...
I can't remember who the Israelis and the Palestinians are.
I served.
Because they
in
just-
IDF. I still serve in the Army Reserves.
There's,
Combat.
like, you can't
I
tell.
combat in the second Intifada.
Oh, he's
and
Israeli.
I feel your grief, and I understand it. But I have to say that I never got an order to shoot someone. The order was only to shoot if someone is a threat to your life or a threat to someone else's lives.
I also served in the IDF, and they really do just teach.
Wait, the IDF. Oh, Israeli Defense Force. That's what the IDF means in this context. I said indirect fire, but I'm pretty sure it's Israeli Defense Force, like their military. I think that's the name of their military.
Just to defend ourselves. If we're not defending ourselves and we do kill someone, we go to jail.
That's not true. That's not true.
I can tell you something.
I'd be like, what do you mean that's not true? If she said she worked in the military thing, and this girl, I'm guessing is Palestinian, saying that's not true, be like, just because of some anecdotal evidence. Be like, if an Israeli soldier shot a Palestinian in cold blood and it's able to be proven, I'm pretty sure that they get in some trouble. Pretty sure every single country on earth you get in some sort of trouble for, especially if the public got wind of it. If the public didn't get wind of it, then I can see a government kind of burying it. But I don't know. She just, I wonder if the tensions are going to rise during this middle ground.
The soldier that killed my sister, he didn't spend 1 day in jail.
Neither did my father. Both of them that murdered him did not stay 1 day in jail.
I believe a two-state solution is possible.
What's a two-state solution?
Okay, I think the Palestinians, they will not stop saying that we want a country. So in the end, if we got to the point that we have our state and they have their state, so no problem.
It's going to be better for us to live all of us together, which is no state like Palestinian, no state like Israeli, only together and having peace together. Like there is no walls and there is no checkpoints, which has happened right now.
I'm with you. One state under Israel's sovereignty, and everyone's full equal citizen. All right? Okay, but under Israeli sovereignty, because right now why is that a problem?
Why should it be on one? Why should one religion control it? Why
It's
can't
not
the
a
three?
religion, it's a nationality. It's my nationality.
So if we
Yeah, Israeli is the nationality. Isn't Judaism the religion?
said
Oh,
one
oh,
state
one-
with the Palestinian, they.
I don't know what Palestine's religion is.
Because
So
I figured it was the
A,
same.
it's not your land. B, you mentioned Jerusalem.
you can't tell me that, please. Don't say
I'm
that.
saying 100%. Palestine used to meant.
I
know,
can
in
ask you
19
one question.
Yes.
Please answer it. Your grandfather. You know where he is?
Yes.
Where he is?
So give me how many graves do you want me to count?
7 before.
7 before, I know. Yes.
Where?
7 before is in Hungary.
In Hungary. 9 before, he's in Palestine. Don't tell me it's not your land.
I'm saying it's not your land.
It's our land. And it will still and will be.
Like, how do you determine this is our land and it's not their land based on what?
I feel like these. I feel like they're. I don't know. It just seems like an overcomplication of things. Because this sounds like the same exact thing that happened during the American Revolution, where, as the 13 colonies were technically a part of British until the annex, the war, and America got its independence. But her saying, how do you determine whose land is whose? Well, whoever has the bigger missiles, I guess. Whoever has the best guns. Unfortunately, that's the state of the world we live in right now.
History, international law, interest, solidarity.
Yes, how about empathy?
I have empathy. I'm just not willing to give up on my identity and what I believe is mine.
I'm afraid of the other side.
He's older too. That's another thing to take in point. I think this guy was 34, so he's 38 right now. And then I think everybody else was in their 20s, like early 20s or mid 20s, afraid of the other side. Oh, they're afraid of
When I
Palestinians?
say that I'm afraid, what I basically mean is I'm afraid of going into Gaza because I know that if I will go into Gaza, I might get shot, someone might kill me.
I think I hesitated a little bit because I don't think I'm afraid of the people on the other side. I think I'm afraid of the gap and sort of I'm almost equally afraid of that side taking all of the responsibility for what is happening or this side taking all of the responsibility for what is happening, which is obviously not working.
Well, that's fair enough. I don't believe that all Palestinians are terrorists because that doesn't make sense. But I do believe that who is in charge, they're leading the Palestinians to, hating us and in a way that, it is really unfair.
So it's like a civil war going on. Well, not a civil war.
Against what you said. They're not the Islam, because Islam didn't say killing people or having blood. Don't belong that
But
to
what
the
about
Islam.
the radical Muslims? The radical Muslims that come and do these things, what do you have to say?
Oh,
about
are
it?
Palestine
We never accept
Islam?
them as Muslims because they're teaching hate. And in a way, I accepted what you just said about there's a big problem with our governments. They don't know how
Wait,
to talk to
she's
each other.
she's
And
Palestinian.
in my idea, I really think the people are the ones that should be talking to each other.
I agree, and I have to say I also don't think there's an issue with Muslims, but I disagree with you about the fact that it's about land. There are several peace talks. They were offered 97% of the land. 98 would have done it. I disagree.
But after deciding with the land, they came and they built more settlements.
What's wrong with Jews living in Judea?
That's not the problem. The problem is that we actually talked about
All right. Israeli settlements. Civilian communities built predominantly on lands within the Palestinian territories, which Israel has militarily occupied since the 1967 Six-Day War.
this land being for these people, and in the end, when we see Israelis coming in and actually
So they've
building
already
houses,
had a
that's
war.
showing us you guys don't want peace.
But they're still shooting each other and killing each other.
Sources of information on the conflict.
I trust my sources of information on the conflict. Everybody has a confirmation bias. They look for the information that helps their argument, which is what you're supposed to do. But the way that kind of, backfires is if it's a source of information that, is in this echo chamber where it only believes in, in one. Let's just see what they say. Oh, big man takes
Serving
it.
the IDF, so first of all, I trust myself and my officers. I do think that a lot of the information I'm getting is not accurate, which is why I try to compare it with different sources, and I also try to see it from people, what they think, what they feel.
That's the best way to do it. I mean, you can take
I
your
trust
sources,
everything I see on the news, that's for sure. I do believe, again, there are two sides to
but comparing sources and then trying to find the actual truth is what I believe research is all about.
every single story. But I do see things that are happening. For instance, things like the rockets that are striking or the stabs that are happening. Those things I do
Stabs?
trust because I can see that they're happening and they're just unfair.
Like I see the narrative being written as like I watch TV. I know how important and how powerful language is and how it can create reality. And like I can see it. I'm like, this is really dangerous. Like on both sides, it's really dangerous.
Overseas media that I see, they're always against Israel for things that are not necessarily our fault.
I find it very funny because we look at it as and start saying that they're really with Israel, which is funny. I find it kind of funny. But no, I seriously do find the information that we're getting has more as an agenda to it from both sides.
I don't believe in
Yeah.
social media. Like from the Israeli side, gonna support.
It's gonna get to the
From
point where
Palestinian
you
side,
can't
gonna
believe
support
anything you
Palestinians.
see on the internet.
People gonna be very confused, and I'm gonna be very confused about the reality.
So to say, but the question was the sources, so it doesn't have to be just social media and reports like this. Like I also trust the reports that the Israeli security forces publish.
But they are
Don't
gonna
trust
write it in their
everything.
ideas, not about the reality and the situation, but their ideas. How do they see this situation? It's not really what happened.
I want political leaders on my side to make
Everybody should walk forward for this one. Everybody should walk forward. Be like, why don't you want to walk? You don't want peace? I don't understand that.
If we continue to do what we did until now, it's going to continue as it was now. And I don't see it getting better. Our leaders should have our lives and the best for us in their minds. And so it's not compromising. Like, peace is never compromising.
The Palestinian politicians, they in the end, they want a peace for themselves and for their people. But they have no power because the power, it's not in their hands, it's in the other side.
The Israeli side.
I would like for us to compromise only if you will be able to compromise. It doesn't make sense that every time that we have a war, it's always started by your side. The other day I just heard about
She's shaking her head.
1,800 acres of crops have been burnt by Hamas, who have been sending it over to Israel.
Hamas, a Palestinian Islamic movement founded in 1987 with the aim of establishing a Palestinian state incorporating present-day Israel and the West Bank.
Instead of, spending all that money in order to ruin us, why don't they spend it on taking care of Palestine?
One second. You're talking about Hamas. You're talking about Gaza. Gaza, it's so far from us. We don't know what's going over there. We don't know. If you can ask me about the West Bank, I'm gonna answer, and I think you as well.
But here's the way I see it when you're talking about compromise. Hamas's charter says murder the Jews wherever they are, and the PA that are hold on. But the PA that
What's this? Palestinian Authority, the interim self-government body established in 1994 to govern the Gaza Strip and areas A and B of the West Bank.
You're going back to Hamas.
I'm learning a lot.
The Palestinian Authority, let me finish. The Palestinian Authority that are the moderates, they're saying it's a death sentence if you sell your house to a Jew. Are there racist people in Israel? Of course. Are there racist people everywhere in the world? Yes. But we condemn people who are acting violently, and the other side glorifies it.
Violence is sometimes justified.
Of course he's gonna go up.
Oh, I don't know.
If you're going to attack Israel, then Israel is going to defend themselves. And that means when it comes to certain things, maybe not you specifically, but again, to the radical Muslims, we have to. Because if we don't, then there's not going to be a state of Israel anymore.
I don't think it's a matter of...
I think the problem with Palestine is that Hamas group, it sounds like not everybody in Palestine fucks with Hamas. But Hamas wants to do a bunch of violent shit, and, I'm guessing to free Palestine, but it backfires because they start all this violence and promote violence and all that stuff. Some people it might radicalize and they might join. Some people it might terrify them, especially if you're from the other side. If you're from Israel and you just got these terrorists coming out. Well, not terrorists. Well, I guess they are. That would be considered terrorists. They're committing violence for a political means. That's the definition of terrorism.
Violence. I hope it'll be close to zero as possible. But if I see someone about to murder someone else, I think it's okay for me to use violence to stop that. I think violence is not allowed for a political goal. I think that's a bad place to use violence. I prefer talking and having a discourse.
Okay. I didn't grow up with a lot of violence, with zero violence, but what I went to say, the same as you said, who comes to my house to break the door to take my father, of course I will defend for myself. So it's called a violence, but I want to defend for myself.
First of all, I am against violence 100%. It's a freaking circle that's going to keep on happening over and over again.
For me, if you're gonna react for the violence with violence, so here we go. We're having like the same problems, the same generation who's raised with hatred and violence and love blood, which is not acceptable.
Testing. Okay, my mic's still working.
For my people is important.
Sometimes if I don't check OBS, my mic will just disconnect
Israel
randomly.
needs to be our homeland, because if we won't have a homeland, no one else is going to accept us anywhere else, especially because there's a lot of racism and anti-Semitism as well. So if we're not going to be here, where are we going to go?
Okay, for me as a Muslim, the Holy Land, it's why it's so important. First of all, because I was born here. I have no place, another place.
Every single person around the world have the right to live in the place that they were born in. And that the right for Palestinians, also for, if we're going to talk about refugees also, they have the right
Okay, the
to
refugees. Palestine refugees. Persons whose normal place of residence was Palestine during the period of June 1st, 1946 to May 15th, 1948, and who lost both home and livelihood as a result of the 1948 conflict.
to their lands, to their homes, and have their places.
The fact that we came back to our homeland and that we do have
That was almost 100 years
a
ago.
government here, for me, like, it does feel like a miracle.
That's crazy
But
to think
I also
about.
think that the fact that
100
we do
years
have
is a
the
century,
power
right?
now
Yeah.
gives us more responsibility,
Right?
and that we
Yeah.
can't just
I was stupid for a
base it
second.
on the fact that it's our homeland and not hear other voices saying we feel the same about the same place.
I often question my place in this conflict.
All the time I'm questioning if it's more dialogue, more force, more conversations, more social media. I always ask myself what is the best thing. I tend to believe that the best thing is human interaction.
A lot of times I take a step back from like the political argument about the conflict and all of that, just because I feel like unworthy and that I don't know enough.
So in my way, I've always known what I am in this conflict. I always knew I wanted to fight for peace. That's all I knew, and that's all I will ever know. I never was in the idea of this conflict until my father passed away, and then I had to think for myself.
I always was asking my father why I was born. And his answer, not to kill, to live, to be in life. And when my sister, she got killed, I went back to him to tell him, you told me I was born to live, not to kill. But my sister, she was born to die. The Palestinians, they didn't kill 6 million Israelis. And the Israelis still, they didn't kill 6 million Palestinians. There is a Germanian embassy in Tel Aviv, and there is a Israeli embassy in Germany. So it's a big hope. It always gives me a hope when I'm looking at this and thinking a little bit about this.
I gotta say, I think it's nice slogans. I don't think that's the case. Israel has a peace treaty with Egypt because Egypt was willing to have peace with Israel. Israel has a peace treaty with Jordan because the Jordanians were willing to have a peace treaty with Israel.
Also, from one to one, it's different. How the way you're thinking
I
about
agree,
it.
which is exactly why I don't believe in a peace between the two sides, because in my understanding of reality, the whole concept of Palestinian nationality,
Because you don't accept Palestinians.
I accept human beings. I'm saying that the whole concept of Palestinian nationality is one goal, and that is the annihilation of Israel. When Jordan took over Judean Samaria, when Egypt took over Gaza, no one asked for a Palestinian
But you're combining
nationality.
everyone into one ideology, which is not right.
Why? What do you mean?
You're saying because they're saying that they're Palestinian, this is what they want, which is
No,
not true.
I agree. I take it back. The Palestinian government, the Palestinian Authority.
There.
Okay, I'm not
You
saying
don't
the Palestinian
understand.
people. I agree. It's
Wow, really?
I'm going to say, okay, well, I don't refer to the Arabs of Judean Samaria as Palestinians.
She's kind of
I refer to
annoying.
them as Arabs of
Yeah, you under
If
that
we were
that
gonna
was
live
obvious what he meant.
Long age or long years, we're gonna see. We're gonna see each other.
Great.
And
Welcome.
we
Welcome
get,
to come with us.
we're gonna we're gonna have it.
Palestinians, you can have it.
No,
today.
no, I'm talking about peace. We're gonna have it here.
I would like to sit down and share a meal with everyone here.
Yes, please.
Some people were walking up slowly. I wonder if that's. Oh wow! They actually brought a whole meal out. Dang.
Hello. Hello. Hi guys. I'm Johnny.
Hi, Johnny.
I'm Ido.
Hi, Ido.
Shalom. Salam alaikum. On top, some passion fruit juice, which gives a kick to the.
That's cool. It's cool that they're all eating together.
For me, it was perfect, was good, and it was a good meeting.
It was topsy-turvy. It was upside down. The beginning, yeah. I could say that. Because like you don't know who's in front of you. You don't know their ideas, their ideology, what they think about you.
I think we did come to some sort of an agreement that we both do want peace.
No,
So,
not everyone. I want security, freedom, and prosperity.
You were talking about legal peace.
I don't want a piece of paper that says peace. I want to live in peace. I don't want a piece of paper that says we have a peace treaty.
that's what we meant as well.
No, okay, but we don't agree because I don't believe in a Palestinian state, and you think you should have like a two-state solution. So we don't agree, and it's also
No,
okay
but
to
then we
disagree.
did say we wanted a one-state solution.
Israel with everyone equal. I'm fine with it.
Exactly.
Well, I learned from you that you have a lot of sympathy for our side as well, even though your sister passed away, which is terrible. She didn't pass away. She was
Yeah,
murdered.
she wasn't.
But I
She
can
didn't
see that
pass
you also
away.
have sympathy for the other side, and
She
you
was
actually are
murdered,
trying
killed
to, you know,
in
communicate
cold
with us,
blood
even
in front of
though
a
you
school
went through
too.
Everything that you had to go through.
That's
on
nuts.
your end. And I definitely learned that we can learn to love your side as well, or I could learn to love your side as well.
I think this is the main point for our maybe conflict, that we did not hear from each other. So I think it's important to hear from each other. Not just keep your thoughts and ideas inside your head and don't try to open this box. Just try to open it.
We want really similar things. Yeah, and it's sort of, you feel like, you know, my friends from back home. And so the realization that we do have the same sort of
Oh, they're talking offline.
Not in like the language that we speak, but in our body language and the things that interest us and the future that we hope for ourselves and for our families. Like there are no sides. Like I can't draw a line and say, okay, I'm like these people or I'm with these people.
See?
Hey guys, this is Jason, and this is John.
See, at the end of the day, everybody just needs to sit down, have a dinner, have supper, talk amongst each other, learn about each other, learn about what upsets us, what gives us joy, you know, get to know each other as human beings, because that's exactly what we are. We're all just human beings living on this giant floating rock in the middle of space, revolving around the sun continuously. So, do I think that there should be peace? Well, I'm American, so my opinion is from an outsider looking in, but I do hope that Israel and Palestine can see eye to eye soon. I don't understand why Israel doesn't just have its state. Palestine's like inside of Israel though, isn't it? So, yeah. I don't know. I just hope that the fighting stops soon. There's too much war going on. There's war in Ukraine. There's war in the Middle East. There's war everywhere. It just seems like everybody wants to fight each other for some reason. But anyways, that's it for this video. I'm going to wrap it up. It was nice and long. If you like this video, make sure you smash thumbs up. Also, don't forget to comment below. What did you think about? What do you think about Israel and Palestine, the whole conflict thing? I'd love to know your thoughts down below. And if you want to, if you would subscribe, clicking that subscribe button and then hitting the notification bell, I would very appreciate that, because it, I don't know, it helps me get through the day. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace, lurkers.
Stay with me, little bitch, yeah, you know that I'm your man. You be capping like a snitch, no thoughts, no stand. 2 hoes, 10 toes, new guac on the bench.